Hey there, this is Chad from Zombie Fight Shark, and today we are going to be doing a walkthrough of the Quantum Leap 56 Stratocaster from EastWest, who are kind of known for a lot of orchestral sounds, but they have an enormous library, and this is I don't know if it's one of the lesser known ones, but not as popular, not as well known as some of their other instruments they have. So anyways, let's take a quick listen to a very short piece that's done with the 56 Stratocaster. And I've run all the instruments through Guitar Rig, Native Instruments Guitar Rig here, instead of using the built-in features that we'll talk about here in a minute. So anyways, enjoy this and we'll be right back. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. Just a very small piece of what this can sound like, and I wanted it to be representative of how it might be used in if you were composing with it, writing with it. So I applied some effects. But we're about to go through like very dry sounds, and you're gonna hear all of that stuff. With it not being dressed up. So first, let's just pay respect here to EastWest, and this is the About section. EastWest Quantum Leap Stratocaster captures the pure tone of a 56 Strat played through a Super Twin reverb amp. Features include realistic chord strumming and chugging, pitchless strum, and chugging patches. Attitude and pick angle control, true legato notes for flowing leads, grace note slides, harmonics, mutes, pops, vibrato, non-vibrato power chords, and effects. Did you get all that? Okay. So let's talk about the important stuff here. What does it sound like? So some parts of this didn't blow me away, and I'll let you decide for yourself. The interface here has a lot of interesting options, like lot of options. So rather than go through every one of these, let's just talk about what the instrument itself sounds like clean, and this is kind of secondary. I think most people who are really picky about their guitar sound are probably not going to use the built-in reverbs as much, or delay or amp, etc. I think most of us, we know what we like. Know what tools we like. So, but there's a lot here, so don't discount it. And it's not bad. So yeah, let's get into these sounds. So here we are, browser, bridge, chugs and power chords, chug chords 1. And my first thing I noticed is with these chug chords, I think it's just one sample. Yeah, hard, soft, it's all the same, and didn't like that very much. So that was not a good place to start for me. And we are again on the bridge here, the bridge pickup. And so just so you know, I'm playing with the mod options on my keyboard while I'm hitting these as well, just to see if I get any variation. There's no variation in that stuff on both those, so you just have two different kind of sounds. So chug tools. Wow. So like things like this is where that's where, you know, you slap it on an amp on there, and then it starts to matter. But you know, it's these are all respectable, clean. It's just there's just not a lot of variation there. All right, power chord. So just let's put a distortion on it. Playing through a bass rig right there, but you know, who cares? Okay, you know, that sounds cool. But again, my same complaint. Two samples there, I think. Yeah, I think it's about two samples. So, this is for background. It's not for foreground, obviously. And it's just to thicken something, not to be your primary focus. All right, effects and noises. I'm not going to go through every one of these effects and noises because there are a lot. They covered. It's all these, you know, fun guitar sounds, scrapes and clicks, and you know, all the things that, you know, if you take the time. So this particular one looks like it's a lot of scrapes. If you take the time to like strategically place all of these types of sounds in your music, you know, if you're trying to make a really great guitar track, and you put these things in there, you can convince people that they're listening to a real guitar player, which is the point behind this. And you know, you kind of listen to it and you're like, yeah, okay, I don't get it. What's the, you know, what is it good for, you know? And so again, and you don't necessarily have to be using, you know, heavy distortion on these, but that's where they start to sound a little bit more familiar, and you know, their use becomes a little more apparent to me anyway. As soon as I hear it played through an amp with a little crunch behind it, then I'm like, okay, I get it now. So lots of scrapes and different. I mean, you get the idea. You got a million different ways so that you don't have to repeat that one scrape over and over. So, you know, that like I said, can be useful. So all of those bridge effects and noises are pretty much all just scrapes exclusively in some form or another. All right, let's talk about harmonics, because these are all right. And I use these in that piece you heard, and they can be fun. So, you know, you get the idea. I think they're all one sample though. Yeah, they're all one sample, which is unfortunate because you can hit harmonics with different levels of intensity, but you know, it's neither here nor there. And then harmonics with vibrato. So you can hear the vibrato. You'll really hear it if I do this. And I think what you're hearing there in the background is the, you hear that ticka-ticka? Yeah, I think it's somebody shaking the guitar, they're, you know, wiggling their finger, they're messing with the whammy bar, however they were doing it to get this vibrato here when they sampled it. So I like that, you know, when you run it through the amp, you actually get to hear that humanizing piece of it, because you don't want it too clean. That's not how guitars sound. They're never too clean. All right, let's look at this key switch, which this I had some problems with. This is to allow you to switch between all of your different sounds, and you can probably hear it. Okay, so every one of them has the scrapes. So even when it's a note, it's still got the scrapes in there. So I don't know if that's a programming issue or if it's just me. Something wrong with it being played through Reason. I'm using Reason right now, so I don't know. But that unfortunately makes that key switch pretty much unusable. So now we're going to look at the key switch master, which combines everything basically. So if you aren't familiar with key switching, I made a short video on it and how to use it. You can just look through the catalog. So that's clean. So these are all your various different sustains. So now let's look at each one of those. So that's what the key switch is, and we're going through all these individually. So let's do replace and mutes. Yeah, it just sounds like two samples. There's a hard and a soft, which is not a lot, but it's a quality mute sound for some reggae or something like that. I respect that. All right. So yeah, again, it's two samples, and so staccato, very similar to the mute, slightly different sound. So these slides are one of those things that can really humanize your track, where you just throw one in for a little hammer on, half step up, half step down, whatever it is, or long up, long down. I mean, it's funny to play with any other way. So sounds pretty entertaining, but yeah, it's meant to be able to throw it in there. If you're, you know, fake guitarist is having a fake guitar solo, then you're definitely gonna want to use those. And then we got our alternative, where you're sliding down, long up, long down. And all those are the same, one sample. mod wheel has no effect on that. So let's see, short down, and then short up. I think you get the idea there. Slur up. So very similar to your half step. So that's kind of fun. And so one of the clues of like how many samples does this have in it is how quickly it loads. I got a solid state hard drive, so most things don't load too slow, but when they load that fast, it's like, okay, guess there's not a lot of samples there. So let's look at the sustains. And when I was initially going through this, this was the point where I was like, oh, okay, now I'm starting to like it a little bit. So it's a kind of nice sustained sound. Let's see. Drive down. We don't need that much drive. Trying to be mellow here. So I think that was one of the patches that I liked particularly. Sorry, I'm just playing with the pitch bend there. Alright, so let's listen to Strong. And this one was my favorite from all of the bridge patches, I think. Doesn't sound exactly like a real guitar, but it is a very good simulacra. So a few more sustains, a little more hollow type of a sound on that one. And again, just one, sounds like one sample there. Let's do 3. And sometimes, especially when you have a bridge pickup sounds like this, and not just this library, but lots of libraries, they'll suffer from a nasally twang kind of thing, which is where your amp really pays off there. Then let's hear bridge twang. Yeah. It's twangy. It's almost got like a sitar-y type of sound. Bridge vibrato. Let's check that out. Yep, sounds like vibrato, huh? And I'm a sucker for vibrato, so that one's a little bit warmer. But it doesn't work quite as well when you have a whole chord, because that vibrato is part of the sample. It's not an algorithm or LFO or anything applying to it. So that's one you're going to use if you're using it as a solo instrument. You get a little pop. And this one does have multiple samples. maybe not. No, okay, never mind. Reminds me of Blood Sugar Sex Magic, little Chili Peppers, little John Frusciante kind of style. So not useful all the time, but useful some of the time. All right, let's check out the neck pickup, because I liked these sounds a lot more. The bridge was fine, there just weren't a lot of samples, so it's good on a limited basis. So chug chord, but you're just getting the individual notes. They're just muted notes instead of having the whole chord there. And let's see here. So let's see if I actually turn on the amp here, and we'll do, I don't know, let's do a Marshall. Let's do a Marshall here. AKG-D. Let's see how respectable this chug is. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let's move on. Power chord. A very small power chord window. And if you want to make droney stuff, this is a fun one to play with. If you want to mess with like droney metal, kind of like Sun O type stuff. Granted, you know, you never would want to do something like that with fake instruments. But, you know, if you were bored at home in quarantine, then maybe you would. So I think it's good for that. But again, one sample. Two samples, you can hear like an extra note as you hit harder. The fifth is coming through more. Yeah, so at least a couple of samples there. Fun to do, you know, impossible to do on one guitar, but you know, those are two power chords at once. It's a fun sound. So, you know, one more use for it. All right, so this is where I was like, this gets a little bit silly, because there are so many of these different sounds. And like we talked about before, the point of this is if you want to make your, you know, guitar track sound more realistic, all the way down. Let's put that through a Fender here. I mean, you know, it's got kind of like a Dick Dale thing going. You know, that's cool. And this is where, to me, I was like, okay, these have a lot more value. It's not just scrape sounds. There's some actual musical stuff in here. And this one I used at the beginning of that track. So something there worth talking about. Yeah, and then you got some just random, you know, these are the sounds of playing a guitar, noodling and goofing around type things. But, you know, if you do any sound design, you can make some interesting stuff with this. It can be quite useful in sound design. All the way. So kind of intro to Peter Gunn there. Again, I'm not going to go through every one of those and torture you. Almost did though. But there's a lot there. More harmonics and trills this time. Yeah, just one sample. So, just FYI, but these harmonics do sound good. Let's check out the trills. Yeah, let's check out the trills with an amp. Not that amp. Now, that says neck tap trill. That's not what I think of when somebody says, I'm going to do a trill. Oh, there's the trills. Okay. Alright. There's our neck tapping. Okay, and then, yeah. And then on the high end, you've just got some high vibrato notes. So key switch again. So neck key switch. And then this is FX and master. And so see, this does not have the same problem that other one did, where it was playing. Oh, what was that? Sounds like a drum sample. Rim click there. So it's all the stuff we're going through, and then you can use key switching on it, you know, and it doesn't suffer from that same problem that the bridge did, where it was playing the wrong samples at the wrong time. So I think that's just bad programming there. Shame on them. So bend up as advertised. And to me, all of the neck patches seem more playable to me. Yeah, two different samples there instead of just one. So, hey, we'll take it. Two different samples there. All right, that's fine. Two different samples. All right. Okay. We'll take it. All right. Let's check out the sustains. All right. Let's do. Let's go back to our Fender here. Just take some driver. Add the bass. So this is kind of interesting. It stops at F. Like there's no E, there's no open E to sustain. I don't really understand that, to be honest. But so there's an F. Another way you could play it. I'm gonna say that's respectable. C or I like it. All right, let's do this. Now that one, pretty buttery. I like that one. That might have three layers. 3 or 4. So yeah, now this, again, there's a reason they seem more playable. You just got more going on. And so this is weird to me. Okay, now we have the E, you know. I don't understand why it didn't have E on Sustain 1, but that's why this review is here, so you can learn these things before you have to buy it. Vibrato. Yep, it's vibrato. It sure is. Let's see, vibrato 2. And on that note, we have reached the end of these patches. So I hope that was educational for you and helps you decide if this is going to work for you. My overall feeling of it is it's very respectable. There's some great sounds in there. You definitely could use it as a feature instrument on something if you wanted to. I don't know. You know, it's not perfect. There are better libraries out there, but for supporting instruments, solid stuff. So anyways, thanks for your time. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.